Welcome to Grizzly News. I'm Garrison Douglas.
And I'm Erin Lucier, and we're here in the Student Center bringing you this week's news.
The Student Government Association met last Thursday to speak on issues concerning Grizzlies here at GGC. We have SGA correspondent Erin Martin with that report.
Thank you, Garrison. Last Thursday, SGA had guests who spoke on behalf of the library. The guests spoke on one of the new policies that's allowing students to borrow laptops and take them outside the library. The guests also hinted at the idea of expanding the library as well, even though the idea is still in the works. Afterward, the floor was open to the senators so they could voice their concerns/recommendations about the library. One of the recommendations that was pointed out was about the limited amount of study rooms. The guests know that the creation of more is currently underway, with the addition of more being created following the construction of the C4 building. Hopefully these matters will be taken into consideration.
Well, thank you, Erin. We will keep you all updated on these matters as time goes on. This Thursday, Christians United will be holding their event More to Life. Today we have Tony and Tiffany here to tell you about the event. Thanks for coming on with us, guys.
Thank you for having us. We're super excited for this.
All right, so let me just ask you, before we even get to the event, what is Christians United?
So, Christians United, basically it all started when last semester we realized that we have a ton of different Christian clubs on campus and we're all doing separate things. So we thought, why not just join and unite together, because we can do so much more together than we can apart.
Absolutely.
And so ever since then we've been throwing events, having like worship nights and like singing together and hanging out together, and it's been really awesome.
All right, awesome. So, okay, let's go ahead and pivot now to the More to Life event.
Yes.
Last year, I believe, last fall, you guys did Value of a Soul, correct?
Yes.
Or was it, no, last spring?
Yes.
Last spring it was Value of a Soul event. So this is kind of, going back to that. Is that what this is? So if you want to talk about that a little bit.
So basically, it will be the same event, new speaker, but basically the same outline. It's just a completely new title, and so we just want to have fun with that, and we're excited to keep it going every year. So we're cool with that. So.
All right.
So here you guys have some food, some music, different
Yeah.
things like that. So what are some reasons why a student would come out to the event?
So one thing that we're really focusing on is unity on this campus and just spreading love on this campus. And so we really want to create that community and fellowship. We also are really big about sharing encouraging words with students at the school. And so we'll have free t-shirts for the people who come, free food, we'll have a student testimony, a band, and so each of the clubs are involved with some part of the event, and so when we come together, everything will just float really well. So we're excited.
Yeah, and I'd like to just second that. The main objective is to see believers on the campus come together to know that, hey, there's actually campus organizations here that are catered to believers that you can actually plug in and just have that camaraderie and that community building on your campus. So if you're a believer, you can actually plug in and you don't have to feel like you're by yourself on this campus,
Awesome. Well, that sounds like a really fun event.
Exactly. And when is the event?
It's going to be this Thursday, November 3rd, so we'll see you at 7.
Yeah.
But it's also very open to anybody can come. We welcome everybody, so no matter what you believe, and we just want to love on everybody. So.
Yes. So if you need to do any praying before the election, this is the event to go to.
Yes.
For sure. All right, so thank you guys for coming on and talking to us about this event. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a friend home safe.
And to not blame the victim.
It's on us.
To look out for each other.
To
not look the other way.
It's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
It's on us, all of us,
to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
All right, so Tuesday treat of substance for you. It's time for your money and your vote. The foundation for both economic plans for the candidates is going to be the tax plan. That's where your money goes, all that kind of jazz. So let's take a look at how they would affect your wallet.
So get out your abacus, because this is going to be some math for you this morning. Donald Trump says that he would reduce the 7 tax brackets that currently exist down to just 3.
Sounds good to me.
Well, listen to this. Those
All right.
tax brackets would be the 12% brackets, the 25% bracket, and the 33% bracket. He also said that he'll increase the standard deduction. Now, for the wealthy, he has some added crumbs in here for them to chew on. He will repeal the alternative minimum tax. He will repeal the estate tax. And then, of course, he also wants to repeal Obamacare, which has various taxes associated with it.
All right, so what are the points for Hillary Clinton? She promises her tax plan will not raise taxes on households earning less than $250,000. That's the main difference. Trump says, I'm going to lower taxes for everybody. She says that's not smart to do. You should target the wealthiest, okay? So she's going to raise them on the wealthiest. How? She's going to implement something called a Buffett rule. The rich would pay 30% of their income in taxes.
Meaning that Warren Buffett will no longer be in a lower tax bracket than his secretary.
Exactly.
So he supports it, which is what the Buffett part is based on. So then there would be also an extra tax on the income of more than $5 million.
Right, so the super uber rich would get an additional tax. She's also going to raise the estate tax. We know what that is. That's the amount of money you can transfer at the end of your life. Also, the gift tax, okay? She's going to raise that. So if you have any plans on going on a game show anytime soon, I do that pretty quickly. But no, yeah, you got the capital gains tax on stocks held less than 6 years, which would be a new dividing line between long insurers.
Okay, so let's look at who wins. Okay, in each of their plans, the Nonpartisan Tax Policy Center says that with Trump's plan, the wealthiest people would get the biggest tax cuts. Those with incomes of more than $3.7 million would see their tax bills cut the most by 14%. Most businesses would also get a huge tax cut from him.
And Trump also says taxpayers can't claim deductions for each of their kids. So some working families could possibly deduct less. And the minimum tax bracket at 12% goes up from 10% from which it was originally. The Trump campaign says they're going to work with Congress to make sure that no one pays higher taxes under his plan. So his proposal now apparently is, I guess, just a starting point.
Also, the median households would see a tax cut of about $1,000. So who gains the most in the Clinton plan? Let's look at that now. Lower income families would see new tax credits to reimburse them for things like childcare and elder care. And you've heard her talk about all of this in the past.
And the wealthiest Americans are going to pay more. The Tax Policy Center estimates that 90% of Clinton's tax increases will fall in the top 1% of income earners. The median earner would see a tax break of $110 a year.
So the Clinton campaign suggests that programs that are funded by the rich would mostly help middle-class Americans.
Now, as for the federal debt, the Tax Policy Center says Trump's plan will increase it by $7 trillion over the next decade.
And that's a problem. They say Clinton's proposals would decrease the federal debt by $1.6 trillion over the next decade. Now, keep in mind, that's before, though, Clinton starts to spend on any new proposals or the tax cuts or Trump cuts or new spending.
Right. So the point they're making is, here it is on paper. But now, once they implement those things and do the things with the money and the savings, that could change and impact the debt. And again, you can go on the Tax Center website and you can see the analysis for yourself. We posted a link on our Facebook page. You can put your income in and get a pretty good estimate on what your taxes will be like based off each candidate's plan.
Well, the math is now complete.
Abacuses away, or whatever the plural of abacus is.
Calculators, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But before we go to break, let's check in with Matthew Montgomery for this week's weather. How's it looking out there, Matthew?
Well, this weekend and week it's going to be really nice. It's going to be mostly sunny and high of 82, low of 60 for the most of the week, and it's going to be partly cloudy for the weekend. So hopefully, and we'll have a small chance of rain. So enjoy that weather, and I hope you had a nice Halloween.
All right, thank you so much, Matthew. When we return, we will be announcing the Grizzly of the Week, as well as a very special event that you do not want to miss. We'll be right back.
November 8th, America chooses. Will it be Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump? Tune in and watch GNN's live election coverage.
Welcome back. Leadership, scholarship, creativity, and service are all major components of what's expected here of Grizzlies at GGC. We feel as though it's important to highlight a few members of the community that best exemplify one or a few of these 4 principles. Today we've chosen Janie Durham to be this week's Grizzly of the Week. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about what you're involved in here at GGC.
Well, I work for student involvement at Volunteer GGC. I'm also in the Psychology Club, Psychi Honor Society, and I'm copy editor for the Globe.
Awesome. Okay. So what are some pointers that you would give or some things that you would tell students who are looking to be leaders at GGC?
Definitely get involved with as many things as you can. Here at GGC, we have a unique opportunity to be kind of a bigger fish in a small pond. So you have a lot more leadership opportunities here than you might have at another campus.
Awesome. That's really good advice, because that's, I think, the biggest thing that we notice here at GGC is that we have so many opportunities to jump into leadership positions sometimes. So what are some of your favorite events that you've done, or maybe some of your favorite memories of being a leader at GGC?
Well, I really like our junior achievement volunteer opportunities where we assist with middle schoolers and kind of helping them with their financial literacy. I also enjoy events like March Through the Arch, things that kind of just bring the campus together as a whole is really enjoyable for me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming here today. And we wanted to present you with our Grizzly of the Week award.
Oh, thank you.
So we wanted to thank you for all the great service and leadership that you show on our campus, and just all of the, being a leader to other students on this campus that can look up to you and kind of follow in your footsteps.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
awesome. Thank you.
All right, well, that does it for here at Grizzly News. Make sure you join us next Tuesday for our first ever live broadcast.
Yes.
He's very excited about that. So join us on Election Day in the B Building's atrium from 7 until 9 p.m. We'll be discussing panels on special topics with members from Polis, Campus Dems, and many other organizations. And we're also doing a live election map coverage, but as always,
Keep growling, Grizzlies.